Videos like these are great for introducing people to the topic, but let's actually talk about bullying. It is a concept we can all recognize. Some of us have probably seen books, movies, or TV shows that portray this issue, and some of us have lived through it. In order to understand further about this issue plaguing school environments and communities, we will discuss these topics in a video. 1. What is bullying? 2. The different forms bullying can take. 3. The effects that it has on individuals. 4. How bullying can be challenged and prevented. And 5. Why do bullies bully? Before we can explore the other aspects of bullying, it is important to understand what bullying even means. According to the Cambridge Dictionary, bullying is the behavior of a person who hurts or frightens someone smaller or less powerful, often forcing that person to do something they do not want to do. But that is the only definition bullying can have. It could also mean to cause intentional harm or harassment that is directed toward vulnerable targets and typically repeated, though some people use it as a term that encompasses a wide range of malicious aggressive behaviors, including physical violence, verbal mockery, threats, ostracism, and rumors spread either orally or by other means of communication, such as the internet. Now that we defined what bullying is, it's time to break down the different forms bullying can take.
Throw it flashbang!
Firstly, the form everyone sees and knows best, physical bullying. It is the most common and well-known form of bullying, often talked about at home, in school assemblies, and in all types of media. It is the type of bullying where someone uses their body or an object to hurt or threaten to hurt another person. A bully of this kind may also steal or damage the victim's property. Common physical bullying methods are hitting, shoving, kicking, spitting, tripping, taking, or breaking someone's belongings. Hurting the victim in order to make them fear the bully, to extort some sort of goods from that individual, like money, respect, entertainment, and more. The primary goals of physical bullying usually are establishing a power imbalance by intimidating and hurting the victim, making them feel helpless. They often also use physical aggression and the destruction of the victim's property to exert control, make themselves feel superior, and gain social status in the progress. But, of course, physical bullying isn't the only type of bullying there is. It might not even be the most common type of bullying, which is actually psychological bullying. Also called emotional bullying, psychological bullying is less talked about than physical bullying. This type of bullying involves intentionally harming someone's mental well-being through manipulation, exclusion, threats, verbal harassment, and more. Unlike physical bullying mentioned above, usually being more obvious and preventable, psychological bullying is often more devious and insidious due to the fact that it is not something you can see. Psychological bullying usually falls into two categories. Verbal bullying, when you use words to belittle someone with insults, teasing, name-calling, taunting, threatening to cause harm, and just general inappropriate comments. Relational bullying, when you leave someone out on purpose. For example, telling other children not to be friends with someone, spreading rumors about someone, or just leaving them out of social gatherings. Lastly, the most recent type of bullying that has now just emerged due to technological advances, cyberbullying. According to APA.org, cyberbullying occurs when someone uses technology to demean, inflict harm, or cause pain to another person. Unlike traditional forms of bullying, cyberbullying takes place entirely online. It can happen on social media platforms, in video games, on discussion boards, through text messages, or anywhere people interact digitally. While anyone can be a victim of cyberbullying, children and teenagers, particularly those between the ages of 13 and 17, are among the most affected. This is largely due to the fact that they spend a significant amount of time online and are developing emotionally and socially, making online harassment a lot more impactful. Cyberbullying could be spreading rumors about someone, sharing embarrassing photos or videos, doxing, sending mean text messages, threatening someone online, and impersonating someone. The bullies who use this method closely mirror psychological bullies, with them not being too different in tactics apart from one taking place on digital platforms. At its core, the goal remains the same: exerting control over others, seeking validation, or boosting one's own self-esteem. After identifying the different forms bullying can take, we can now examine its effects. According to Stop Bullying, kids who are bullied can experience negative physical, social, emotional, academic, and mental health issues that can last into adulthood. Kids who are bullied are more likely to experience depression and anxiety disorders, symptoms of borderline personality disorder, changes in sleep and eating patterns, and loss of interest in activities they used to enjoy. They can also suffer from self-esteem issues with feelings of shame, health complaints including high rates of headaches, stomach aches, and colds, behaviors like increased rates of smoking that increase the risk of future health concerns like higher stress levels and sleeping problems, decreased academic achievement and school participation. They are also more likely to miss, skip, or drop out of school. They also could have struggles with friendships and maintaining relationships later in life. Though the majority of students who are bullied do not express violence towards others, a very small number of children who are bullied might retaliate through violent measures. But our takeaway isn't that bullying makes bullies. Our takeaway from this is that bullying doesn't just harm victims temporarily. Sometimes it could turn into lifelong trauma for the victims, slowly shaping their lives, relationships, and environments as they enter their adult life. After seeing the effects bullying can have, the next question becomes clear: what can actually be done about it? According to Stop Bullying, experts agree that one of the most effective ways to prevent bullying is education, helping young people understand what bullying looks like and how to respond to it safely. To prevent bullying, parents should keep the lines of communication open, check in with their kids often, listen to them, know their friends, ask about school, and understand their concerns. Parents also should encourage their kids to do what they love. Special activities, interests, and hobbies can boost confidence, help their kids make friends, and protect them from bullying. Parents also should model how to treat others with kindness and respect. But what if the bullying is already taking place? How do we stop bullying on the spot? If you are an adult who wants to stop the bullying, you should intervene immediately, separate all the kids involved, make sure everyone is safe, and meet any immediate medical or mental health needs. You should also stay calm, reassure the kids involved, including the bystanders. Whether you have just stopped the bullying on the spot or a child has reached out to you for help, to proceed in the best way possible, you should get the story from several sources, both adults and kids. Listen without blaming, and especially, don't call the act bullying while you are trying to understand what happened. It may prove difficult to get the whole story, especially if multiple students are involved or the bullying involves psychological or cyberbullying. But a rule you should always stick to is to collect all available information before doing anything major. Prevention and intervention don't only involve adults. If you are someone experiencing bullying, responding with violence and directly fighting back usually makes the situation worse and could even put you at further risk of retaliation. The most effective way to stop bullying is to reach out to a trusted adult. It could be a parent, teacher, counselor, or another authority figure, especially if the situation feels overwhelming or unsafe. After having a thorough understanding of what bullying is, what the types of bullying are, how it affects the victims, and how to prevent or fight bullying, we now should ask ourselves a question: why do bullies even bully? A lot of the time, not always, bullies usually don't have or lack some support columns in their life. Though each person has factors contributing to their way of life, a bully may experience one or several or none of these contributing factors that give them the urge to bully. Peers. They could bully to gain or maintain social power or to heighten social status, to fit in with their friends, to exclude others from their group. Family. Bullies may come from families where there is bullying, aggression, or violence at home. May have parents and guardians who don't provide emotional support or communication. May come from families where the adults are overly lenient or there is low parental involvement in their lives. Emotional. Bullies may have been bullied in the past, or bullies may not understand others' emotions. They also may not have skills for handling social situations in a healthy, positive way. School. Bullies may be in schools where bullying is not properly addressed, or may experience being excluded, not accepted, or stigmatized at school. Understanding these factors does not excuse bullying, but it does help explain where it often comes from and how it can be prevented. By understanding what bullying looks like and why it happens, we will be able to recognize how much this issue is plaguing schools, workplaces, and communities. We will also be able to rid the stereotypes of bullying, instead seeing victims and the bullies as real people affected by the conditions around them.